Listen up, because what I'm about to share will fundamentally shift how you understand the Sigma male's approach to relationships. While the world obsesses over superficial dating advice and pickup techniques, there's a deeper truth that separates the Sigma man from every other archetype out there. He doesn't just choose any woman who walks into his life. He filters ruthlessly. You see, the Sigma male has built his entire existence on authenticity, independence, and unwavering standards. He's walked away from the corporate ladder, rejected social hierarchies, and carved his own path through sheer willpower and strategic thinking. And when it comes to women, that same uncompromising approach applies tenfold. This isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about recognizing patterns, protecting energy, and refusing to settle for toxic dynamics that drain his purpose-driven life. The Sigma man has encountered every type of woman imaginable, and through experience, observation, and brutal honesty with himself, he's identified the exact personalities that he will never, ever tolerate in his inner circle. Before we dive deep into these 8 types of women, I need you to do something. Hit that subscribe button right now. Why? Because this channel delivers the unfiltered truth about Sigma masculinity that you won't find anywhere else. We don't sugarcoat, we don't follow trends, and we certainly don't waste your time. Every video is designed to sharpen your understanding of what it truly means to walk the Sigma path. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's continue this journey together. Now, let's break down exactly which women the Sigma man will never tolerate, and more importantly, why his boundaries are non-negotiable. 1. The woman who demands constant validation. The Sigma male operates from self-reliance and internal validation. When he encounters a woman whose emotional stability depends on constant reassurance, he recognizes the incompatibility immediately. This isn't about occasional support. That's healthy. What he won't tolerate is the woman who needs continuous validation just to function. Multiple daily texts asking if she looks good, if he's thinking about her, if she matters enough to him. Picture this. He's deep in a project. His phone explodes with messages. She needs to know right now if a dress looks good. He responds thoughtfully and returns to work. Minutes later, you didn't use enough emojis. Do you even care? Then, why are you taking so long? Are you mad at me? She's not seeking his opinion. She's using him as an emotional crutch to fill an internal void. The Sigma male has done his own internal work. He knows confidence comes from within, not from collecting external compliments. This woman needs constant confirmation she's attractive, intelligent, worthy, loved, not because she doubts him, but because she doubts herself. Here's the truth. He cannot fix that. No amount of reassurance will suffice because the problem is internal, not external. The demands escalate over time. What satisfied her yesterday isn't enough today. He finds himself performing exhausting emotional labor that drains his energy, fragments his focus, and changes nothing about her core insecurity. When a Sigma man stays in this dynamic, his mission suffers. His clarity dissolves. He starts managing her emotions instead of building his vision. He also recognizes the manipulation hidden in validation seeking. By positioning herself as perpetually insecure, she keeps him reactive, constantly proving himself, constantly available. It's control disguised as vulnerability. Another scenario. They're at a social event. He's engaged in meaningful conversation. She pulls him aside, upset he didn't compliment her outfit upon arrival. He did, 30 minutes ago in the car. But his engagement with anything beyond her feels like rejection. The Sigma male draws the line here. Healthy relationships involve 2 complete individuals enhancing each other, not one constantly propping up another. He wants a partner who's done her internal work, who knows her worth without hourly reminders, who remains secure even when he's focused on his goals. This woman misunderstands his nature. He gives attention meaningfully, not constantly. His compliments are genuine, his care authentic. But she interprets his quality over quantity approach as neglect, his independence as insufficient devotion. The Sigma man will never tolerate this because tolerating her means abandoning himself, transforming from purpose-driven individual into full-time emotional support system for someone refusing self-support. 2. The woman who disrespects his boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible architecture of the Sigma male's life. They're not suggestions, they're requirements. When a woman views his boundaries as obstacles to overcome, the relationship is already over. Here's what it looks like. He states clearly, "I need 3 uninterrupted hours every morning for work, non-negotiable." She nods, claims understanding. Next morning, 8:47 a.m., his phone rings. "I know you're working, but this will only take a minute." It's about restaurants, her co-workers comment, her hair for next month's event. This isn't about the call, it's what it represents. She heard his boundary, but didn't respect it. Her desire to connect superseded his clearly communicated need. She's testing whether he'll actually enforce his boundary. Violations start small, texts during work time, unannounced visits when he needs solitude. She frames these as spontaneity or romance. He sees the real message. "Your boundaries don't matter to me." More severe example, he's told her his home office is his sanctuary, not shared space. One day he comes home to find she's reorganized it, moved books, rearranged his desk, added decorations. She expects gratitude. He feels violation. When he addresses this firmly, she deflects. "I was trying to help. You're overreacting. It's just a room." She doesn't understand boundaries, doesn't respect them, won't acknowledge violations. Some women view boundaries as challenges to their importance. "If he really loved me, he'd be flexible." They've confused clarity with coldness. They want to be the exception, but the Sigma male knows exceptions destroy integrity. His boundaries aren't negotiations. They're facts about what he needs to maintain well-being and productivity. The woman who disrespects boundaries operates from a belief system prioritizing her desires over his stated needs. The Sigma man will never tolerate her because doing so means tolerating the slow dissolution of his identity. He wants a woman who hears his boundaries once, respects them completely, and never makes him feel guilty for having them. 3. The woman who thrives on drama and chaos. The Sigma male's life is built on intentionality. He's eliminated noise and created an environment for focused execution. Then he meets her, the woman who brings tornado energy everywhere, who transforms minor inconveniences into catastrophic crises. He recognizes her immediately and exits just as quickly. Drama addiction is exhausting. This woman doesn't just experience problems. She cultivates them, amplifies them, positions herself at the center of emotional storms. Her life is constant emergencies, requiring immediate attention and his intervention. Tuesday evening. He's working on something important. His phone explodes. She's having a crisis with her friend, a misinterpreted lunch comment spiraling into friendship emergency. She needs to talk immediately. He engages. As she explains, he realizes there's no actual crisis. Her friend mentioned being busy next weekend. She interpreted this as rejection, evidence the friendship is collapsing. What could have been okay another time has transformed into 3-hour emotional excavation. The pattern. She's not seeking solutions. She's feeding on drama itself. The heightened emotions, urgent calls. This is where she feels alive. Calm existence doesn't satisfy her. Drama requires an audience. She needs him to validate her interpretations, dissect every microscopic detail. His energy gets consumed by manufactured emergencies, contributing nothing to growth. She creates chaos in the relationship too. Everything becomes a test. He didn't text within 15 minutes. Evidence he doesn't care. He mentioned wanting a quiet night. Rejection, him pulling away. Simple scenario. They've planned dinner at home. She arrives upset because a restaurant she wanted is closed Mondays, and it's ruined her day. Never mind their existing plan. This minor disappointment becomes tragedy. He tries redirecting toward the positive. She can't let go. It becomes a symbol of everything wrong. Nothing goes right. Today, what should have been peaceful becomes crisis management. The Sigma male operates differently. He assesses problems logically, implements solutions, moves on. He doesn't marinate in emotional intensity. He doesn't need life to feel like soap opera. This fundamental difference makes her incompatible. She needs chaos to feel engaged. He needs peace to be productive. She thrives on conflict. He eliminates it. Final example. He has an important presentation. Morning of 6:30 a.m., she's crying. The disaster. She had a bad dream about them breaking up, needs immediate reassurance. Never mind his presentation in 3 hours. He hangs up and decides he's done. Her need for drama will always consume whatever space he gives it. The Sigma man will never tolerate her because doing so means abandoning the peaceful, intentional existence he's built. A woman who needs drama to feel alive is fundamentally incompatible with his path. 4. The woman who lacks genuine ambition. The Sigma male is relentlessly driven by internal purpose. When he encounters a woman who drifts without genuine ambition, the incompatibility is absolute. This isn't about conventional success. What matters is that she's building something meaningful, that she has vision beyond comfort and entertainment. The ambitionless woman talks about dreams but invests zero effort. She complains but takes no action. She mentions wanting to start businesses, learn skills, but when he asks implementation questions, she hasn't thought beyond fantasy. She likes the idea of achievement, not the process. The Sigma male has learned results require relentless effort. He has zero patience for someone who wants outcomes without work, transformation without discipline. Her lack of ambition doesn't stay neutral. It becomes gravitational pull toward mediocrity. She questions why he works so hard, suggests he's overdoing it. She can't understand his drive because she doesn't possess it. He's working on a significant project. She's bored, suggests binge-watching shows instead. He explains this matters to his goals. She responds, "You're always working. Life is meant to be enjoyed." She's reframing his purpose-driven behavior as joyless obsession. The Sigma male needs a partner who matches his energy, who understands the obsession with building something meaningful. He's looking for a woman with her own mission, her own relentless pursuit of growth. The woman without genuine ambition represents everything he's transcended: complacency, drift, life lived by default rather than design. She will never fit his world. 5. The woman who plays manipulation games. The Sigma male values directness above everything. He communicates clearly, expects the same. When he encounters manipulation, hidden agendas, and psychological games, he disappears completely. Manipulation takes many forms. The guilt trip, "I guess I'm not important enough." The manufactured jealousy, strategic mentions of other men. The silent treatment, withholding communication to punish. The victim narrative, positioning herself as wronged to control through sympathy. The Sigma male sees through them instantly. When she plays games, he doesn't engage. He catalogues it as incompatibility. Classic example. Do you think that woman is attractive? It's a trap. No right answer. Yes, she's upset. No, she doesn't believe him. Refuses to answer. He's being evasive. His response, "I'm not playing this game." He opts out entirely. Manipulative women use strategic withholding of affection, communication, approval to control. She goes cold after he focuses on work. She becomes distant when he exercises boundaries. She creates emotional uncertainty to keep him reactive. But her withdrawal doesn't create desperate pursuit. It creates clarity about who she is. He recognizes manipulation as the opposite of partnership. Most insidious manipulation wraps itself in care. "I'm only saying this because I love you," but followed by criticism. Or, "If you really cared about me, you would." followed by boundary violations, control disguised as concern. The Sigma man will never tolerate manipulative games because they represent everything he's rejected: indirect communication, hidden agendas, power dynamics. He'd rather be alone than engaged in psychological warfare. The moment he detects consistent manipulation, she's already been removed from his life. 6. The woman who cannot handle his independence. Independence isn't just a preference for the Sigma male. It's his oxygen. He's built his entire identity around autonomy, self-sufficiency, and the freedom to move through life on his own terms. When he encounters a woman who interprets his independence as rejection, who demands constant togetherness, who views his need for solitude as evidence of insufficient commitment, the relationship is doomed from the start. This woman needs daily contact, constant updates, regular reassurance of the relationship status. When the Sigma male takes a weekend for solo projects, she interprets it as abandonment. When he doesn't text for a few hours, she assumes something's wrong. When he expresses contentment being alone, she hears, "I don't want to be with you." The Sigma male has tried to explain. His need for independence isn't about her. It's about him maintaining the space necessary to think clearly, create effectively, and remain centered. But she can't hear this. In her worldview, love equals constant presence, commitment means perpetual availability, and a man who enjoys solitude must not really care. Here's where it breaks down. She starts making comments. "You always need space. Other couples spend more time together. You care more about your projects than me." Each statement is designed to make him feel guilty for his natural operating system, to pressure him into abandoning the independence that defines him. The Sigma male recognizes this for what it is: incompatibility at the deepest level. He's not interested in defending his need for autonomy or compromising on what makes him functional. He needs a partner who not only accepts his independence, but has her own. A woman who's so complete in herself that his solo time doesn't threaten her, who understands that space strengthens rather than weakens connection. The woman who can't handle his independence will never work in the Sigma male's life, because accommodating her needs means dismantling his entire operational framework, and that's a price he'll never pay. 7. The woman who disrespects his values and principles. The Sigma male has a clearly defined value system that guides every decision he makes. These aren't flexible guidelines or situational ethics. They're core principles he's developed through experience, reflection, and unwavering commitment to living authentically. When a woman disrespects, mocks, or actively opposes these values, she's not just disagreeing with opinions, she's attacking his identity. His values might include integrity in all dealings, loyalty to people who've earned it, honesty even when it's uncomfortable, financial discipline, continuous self-improvement, or refusing to participate in social games and hierarchies. Whatever his specific principles, they're non-negotiable, and they shape how he moves through the world. The disrespectful woman reveals herself through subtle dismissals at first. He mentions he doesn't engage in office politics, and she responds, "That's naive, everyone plays the game." He explains his financial discipline, and she calls him cheap or overly cautious. He discusses his commitment to honesty, and she suggests white lies are necessary for social success. Each comment chips away at his value system, suggesting he should compromise his principles for convenience or social acceptance. But the Sigma male didn't develop his values to impress anyone or gain approval. He developed them because they represent his authentic self, his line in the sand between who he is and who he refuses to become. When she disrespects these values, she's essentially saying, "Change your fundamental nature to accommodate my worldview." The disrespect escalates. Maybe he has strong values about financial responsibility. He doesn't buy things he can't afford, doesn't accumulate unnecessary debt, invests intentionally. She pressures him to make frivolous purchases, calls him boring for not embracing spontaneous luxury, suggests his disciplined approach to money reveals a lack of generosity or adventure. She's not just disagreeing with financial strategy, she's attacking a core principle he's built his stability upon. Or perhaps he values deep, meaningful relationships over broad social networks. He's selective about friendships, invests significantly in the few people who've earned his trust, and feels no obligation to maintain superficial connections. She criticizes this, insists he needs to be more social, suggests his selectivity is antisocial or arrogant. She wants him to abandon a principle that's central to his well-being to satisfy her vision of what his social life should look like. The Sigma male has zero interest in philosophical debates about his values with someone who should be supporting them. He's not looking to convert anyone or defend his principles against attack. He's looking for a woman who either shares his core values or, at minimum, respects them completely, even if hers differ. The woman who disrespects his values will never be tolerated because the Sigma male has learned this truth. Compromise your principles. Lose yourself. He's walked away from more lucrative opportunities, more socially advantageous positions, and more comfortable situations to maintain his integrity. A woman who asks him to betray his values for her comfort or preferences is asking him to become someone he spent years refusing to be. 8. The woman who treats him as a status symbol. The Sigma male has deliberately removed himself from status hierarchies and social competitions. He doesn't define himself by external markers, doesn't seek validation through possessions or positions, and actively rejects the game of impressing others. So when he encounters a woman who views him as an accessory to elevate her social standing, the relationship ends before it truly begins. This woman doesn't want him, she wants what he represents. Maybe he's successful in business, and she loves introducing him as my boyfriend who runs his own company. Maybe he's physically impressive, and she enjoys the attention she receives when they're together. Maybe he's intellectually accomplished, and she name-drops his achievements in social situations. She's not interested in who he actually is. She's interested in how his presence enhances her image. The signs appear quickly. She's constantly suggesting they attend events where she can display him. She posts about the relationship obsessively on social media, not to celebrate genuine connection, but to broadcast her status. She mentions him in conversations in ways designed to impress others, reducing him to his accomplishments rather than his character. Here's a specific example. They're at a social gathering. She's not engaged with him in any meaningful way. She's scanning the room, ensuring people notice them together, angling for photos that will look impressive online. When someone asks about him, she immediately launches into his credentials and achievements. He's an entrepreneur, or he just closed a major deal, or he's incredibly successful. She never mentions what drew her to him as a person, his humor, his perspective, his values, because those things don't enhance her status, his achievements do. The Sigma male recognizes this immediately. He's been reducing to a resume before, treated as a collection of accomplishments rather than a complete human being. And he's learned that people who love your status will abandon you the moment that status changes. She's not there for him. She's there for what he provides to her image. The status-focused woman also tends to push him toward activities and choices that serve her image rather than his authentic preferences. She wants the expensive restaurant where they'll be seen, not the quiet spot he actually enjoys. She pressures him to upgrade his car, his watch, his wardrobe, not because she cares about his taste, but because his appearance reflects on her. She's essentially trying to curate him like an Instagram post, optimizing his presentation for maximum social impact. The Sigma male finds this repulsive. He's spent years stripping away the superficial, removing status markers that don't align with his genuine self, building a life based on substance rather than appearance. A woman who wants to drag him back into status competition, who views him as a trophy rather than a partner, represents everything he's worked to transcend. What truly bothers him is the transactional nature of her interest. She's invested in him because of what he provides to her social standing. If his circumstances changed, if his business failed, if he chose a less prestigious path, if he decided to step further away from conventional success, would she still be there? The Sigma male knows the answer. Absolutely not. Her interest is conditional on his ability to enhance her status, and that's not partnership, that's exploitation. The woman who treats him as a status symbol will never be tolerated in the Sigma male's life because he refuses to be anyone's accessory. He's a complete, complex individual with depth far beyond his achievements or social standing. He's looking for a woman who's interested in his character, his mind, his authentic self, not his ability to make her look good at parties or impressive on social media. The moment he detects status-seeking behavior, she's removed from consideration. No explanation needed, no second chances given. The Sigma male protects his authenticity too fiercely to let anyone reduce him to a symbol of their success. We've just walked through 8 distinct types of women that the Sigma male simply will not tolerate in his life. From the validation seeker to the status chaser, each represents a fundamental incompatibility with how the Sigma man operates. These aren't arbitrary preferences or shallow judgments. They're boundaries forged through experience, self-awareness, and an unshakable commitment to protecting his peace, purpose, and authenticity. The Sigma male understands something that most men take decades to learn, if they ever learn it at all. The wrong woman won't just slow you down, she'll derail your entire trajectory. She'll compromise your values, drain your energy, and pull you into a version of yourself you won't recognize. And the Sigma man, he's spent too long building his independence and crafting his purpose to let anyone, no matter how attractive, charming, or persuasive, destroy what he's created. Here's what separates the Sigma from other men. He doesn't need a woman to complete him. He chooses a partner from a position of strength, not desperation. He's already whole, already focused, already on his path. A woman either enhances that journey or she's simply not allowed to join it. There's no middle ground, no negotiation, no fixing someone who fundamentally opposes his way of life. Remember, every no to the wrong woman is a yes to protecting your mission, your standards, and your future. The Sigma male doesn't compromise on who he allows into his inner circle because he knows that energy is everything. Quality over quantity isn't just a dating strategy. It's a lifestyle philosophy that extends to every relationship, friendship, and connection he cultivates. If this resonated with you, if you found yourself nodding along to these truths, then you need to subscribe to Official Sigma Male right now. Here's why. We're building a community of men who refuse to settle, who understand their worth, and who are committed to living authentically in a world that constantly tries to mold them into something they're not. Every video on this channel is designed to reinforce your Sigma mindset, sharpen your awareness, and give you the tools to navigate life on your own terms. Don't just watch and disappear. Subscribe, engage with the content, and become part of a movement that's redefining modern masculinity. Hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and let's continue building the life you deserve. The Sigma path isn't easy, but it's worth it. And you don't have to walk it alone. Now go out there and apply these standards. Protect your energy ruthlessly and never apologize for having boundaries that others don't understand. That's what separates you from the rest.